Okay, hi everybody. It's me, Christine. Again, one half of Ladies of the Lanai. I'm out on my Lanai, and I'm bringing to you today another installment of Ask the Villager. Promise you I'll be back with Tina again really soon. And I have with me today a special guest, and I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Roddy Smith.
That's Roddy Smith. Yep, we met kind of like on social media not too long ago.
The audience probably knows me better as Easy Rider Roddy.
Easy Rider Roddy. Yes, I was in the middle of acquiring a electric bike, which I'm going to demo for you in another video, and Roddy is in it. Anyway, I put out an SOS. I needed help assembling the bike. Complete help. And Roddy was recommended to me, and we've since become friends. And so I'm going to do a little Ask a Villager segment with you today.
Great, I'm looking forward to that.
Great. Okay, Roddy, can you tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you came to be living here in the beaches?
Yeah, so we're from Scottsdale, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and we just happened to one day we had heard about some crime that went down the street. We were in a fairly exclusive area of Scottsdale, so you know, in more recent years, the population is really exploding in Phoenix with people coming from the south and people coming from the west. And so we decided we were going to go ahead and check out the villages at the advice of Michelle's brother who bought here up near Sumter Landing. So we came out and looked at it, and we went back to Phoenix after being here for a week. And my wife listed our property that I just completely renovated. That was supposed to be our forever home. However, it sold in under 5 days, and so the rest of it is history. We're here,
Wow.
and we're enjoying our lifestyle here much better than we were in Arizona. So it's a win-win.
Wow, that's interesting. So how long have you been here?
2 years.
2 years. And what village do you live in?
We live in Hawkins.
Hawkins. And that's your first home. You haven't moved around inside the villages?
Nope.
Because
There's no reason. Hawkins is the best.
okay. And well, people might want to know, why do you think Hawkins is the best?
Because the way the Villages does it here, they build a whole neighborhood, and they don't sell the first home until the last home is move-in ready. Then they throw them all on the lottery system, and winner, in 10 minutes all the homes are sold. So there you are after the day of closing. Everybody's down at the sales office doing their closings, and then later that afternoon, everybody's at their new house. And the streets are lined with moving trucks, and it's like your first day of college, and everybody gets to know each other. So you're all on the same page. You're all going through the same thing at the same time. It's like that first day of school where you're trying to get to class on time, right? But you have no idea of how the school is laid out, and right. So anyway, so we've kind of all grown up together there in Hawkins.
Yes.
All on the same page, all at the same time.
Yeah, and you're all like more or less the same age as well. If people have kids, they're more or less the same age. That's a lot in common. I've often made that correlation between being a freshman in college and moving to the villages.
Yes.
And you meet people, the other point is that you meet people from all over, not just people like from your high school, right? You meet people from all different states, and even we have several countries.
Yes.
Represented here in the villages. All right. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about like your favorite spots for different things.
Okay.
Okay. So do you have a favorite spot if you want to splurge for dinner?
I'm not an extravagant person by any means, but if I go out to eat, we're from Phoenix. What needs to be said? I like to go for Mexican
food. So yeah, and Mexican food here is probably just okay compared to Mexican food in Phoenix, where you're so close to Mexico.
Well, I'll put you on notice that Phoenix has better Mexican food than Mexico.
Oh, okay. All right. I believe it. I believe that. Do you have a favorite spot pizza?
I do.
Which is?
I'd have to say paisanos.
Okay, we keep hearing that one. And I had it for the first time just the other day, and I have to say it was really good. It was really good. And I'm coming from, New York. Originally, we are very picky about our pizza. There's nothing like a New York pizza, and I haven't had anything quite like it here. But I'll say paisanos so far is my favorite, but I'm still searching.
Mm-hmm.
And another question that we like to ask is, do you have a favorite spot for anything sweet? Sweet treat.
I don't have a sweet tooth.
Okay.
Usually those calories are reserved for beer.
Beer. Okay. Now about music. Do you have a favorite venue that you like to enjoy music at?
I kind of like Sawgrass, and only because it's a little bit more of a local venue as opposed to, I mean, the bigger squares tend to draw a lot of outside because they're open to the public, and so is Sawgrass by
They're all
now.
open to the
But
public.
let's face it, the Sawgrass is not as convenient to outside into the, you know what I mean, for people to go to, but
Good point.
we do have a percentage of outside people coming to Sawgrass for the entertainment. However, it's not like like if you go to Brownwood or if you go to Sunderland or if you go to Old Spanish Springs.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to those other villages, other squares, I often notice that there's people there on dates. Like you'll see a young couple, and I think to myself, what a great place if you live, out on there's farms all around us, right?
Yes.
There's cattle farm, especially up north. There's cattle farms and other kind of livestock farms, and there might be not that many attractions that are kind of a little bit shiny polished like we are here, and I do see people here on dates and people with grandchildren here as well at the squares. But that's a good point that Sawgrass is a little more like interior without access from too much access from the general public. But anyone can come into the squares no matter where you live. So it's kind of it's nice.
And I think that, a lot of those people see the same thing we see. I mean, it's the best game in town. I mean, where else can you go in Florida that has live music on 4 different stages nightly?
Every night.
You can bring the kids, you can bring the pets,
Bring
you
your
can
pets.
bring your lawn chairs, you can have a beer and walk around, and the
Walk
kids
around.
can kind of have a little bit of breathing space, and it works out pretty cool.
It really does. It really does. And even many of the restaurants have live music.
Yeah.
Many nights as well, and I can't think of anything. Well, there are some that has a ticket, but most of them, so much of it is absolutely free.
Yes.
So it's very, very nice. And do you have a favorite place that do you have a favorite, on the subject of music? Do you have a favorite band or two?
No, no.
Okay.
I'm open to. I like a little huge. My musical range of taste is pretty vast. I like a lot of different types of music, and the nice thing is they keep it changing up. You can actually look at the different squares, and depending on what square you go to, you might hear a completely different genre of music. So that's nice.
Yeah, that's for sure. And do you play golf?
I do.
And do you have a favorite?
I'm an aspiring golfer.
We all are, Roddy. We all are. Do you have a favorite golf course that you like to play at?
I really have to say that I like Mickey Lee, I think the best, only because the greens are so nice, and it's just the layout of it, and you're walking. I do it mostly for the exercise. I'm always striving to get my 10,000 steps in a day, and that puts you 3/4 of the way there.
That's right. You because it's a pitch and putt. There's no golf carts allowed. You have to walk it. You can do 9, you can do 18, but it's relatively short. So you could do 9 in under an hour easily.
Well, yeah, you can do 9 and under an hour.
If you do 2 hours, if you do 18, it's going to be closer to under 2 hours. But it's quicker than exact when you do have to walk, and it's right across the street from my house.
Right.
It's number 16. It's number 16 right there. How about pool? Do you have a favorite pool that you go to? Are you a pool guy? No.
I try to stay out of the sun because I'm getting already too much exposure. Just playing golf.
Right. I believe that. All right. So, what did now on the subject of when you first moved here, we're going to go back a little bit. When you first told friends and family that you were moving to the villages, think back. What did they say?
Are you crazy? Well, it came in the form of a question that I really didn't have an answer to, and I got to be honest with you, I was the one with my heels dug in. Michelle saw it first, and I mean, I was an avid hiker. I used to hike probably seven to 10 times a week.
Oh, wow.
That meant twice a day on some occasions.
Oh, wow.
And as a matter of fact, I did have a daily hike that was 1 mile from my house. So I really miss the hike, the mountains and the hiking and the nature and the. I think Florida is fine and wonderful, but I mean that's the closest thing we got to a mountain right across the street.
Right across the street from my house, there's a berm that separates my house from the Florida Turnpike, so we don't hear it. It's right over there. Can you hear it?
No,
No, you can't hear it. And you can actually, there's a way to squish over and go climb up it. If you're really looking for a little hill.
Just a little secret between you and I. Me and my friend Anthony climbed up underneath that high power tower and teed off from up there.
Oh my. Well, now everybody
I don't need to
knows.
tell you, it was ugly.
It was ugly. Now everybody knows, Roddy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we won't try that again.
No,
No. Okay, good.
I got that out of my system.
Yeah. So they said, "Are you crazy?" And then those people who said, "Are you crazy?" Have they come to visit you at all?
No, not yet.
You know, I gotta tell you that my kids didn't come for 2 years either. And then they came, and now, what did you just say there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been really in a kind of a transitional state for all of the 2 months or 2 years. Only because, Michelle is an interior designer. And so she had a whole laundry list of things she wanted to do to the house. A 2-year-old house, so we spent another $35,000 upgrading all the different surfaces in the house, the flooring, the cabinets, the countertops, the driveway, there's almost nothing left that's original in our house anymore, and it's only 2 years old.
And it was brand new.
Yeah.
You bought it brand new and you spent. And we talked about that in in a different segment. Tina and I talked about how when you buy a new house, how much you may want to put into it. Nobody moves in and says, "I have a new house, I'm all set." I don't know anybody who's done that.
Mhm.
Everybody needs to change out a lot. The landscaping, many times it's flooring, paint. She sounds like she changed out countertops.
We changed out didn't really care for the refrigerator that came in our home. But I mean, it's really nice that the village supplies the appliances outside of the washer dryer. But the refrigerator was not one we would have chose. The kitchen sink was not one that we would have chose. The countertops were not what we did. The countertops aren't an appliance, but they're like an appliance,
Yep.
So
you changed all that out.
Mhm.
Yeah, good. And so in final, what would you say to someone who was thinking of coming to the villages, but they really weren't sure? They have so many questions. Do you have any advice for someone who was like sort of on the fence and afraid to make a move?
Well, the first thing to keep in mind is that you're not just buying a piece of real estate, you're buying a lifestyle.
That's right.
The things you can't put a value on are the relationships you're going to have when you get here, and that's not a maybe, because everybody here is so friendly. You can't help but be sucked into it, and it swallows you up. And what's happening is, like in our neighborhood, is becoming a very large family, and you can't put a price on that, especially when your family all lives halfway across the United States of America.
Right.
So that's one of the things I would say. And the other thing is, there's going to be things. I mean, obviously the village is very good at doing what they do, so they have to be cost effective as well to be able to provide all of this. So I mean, there's going to be some things you're going to want to upgrade. So allow a little bit of money. Think about the things that you might want to upgrade, and allow some budget for that. Don't buy all the way at the top of your dollar range, so that you've got a little room left to hang some jewelry on that.
Mhm. Yep. And the good news is you could buy a house, if you wanted for a little over 200, or you could go up to 1 or 2 million.
Sky's the limit. They've got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
everybody kind of meshes together. It doesn't matter where you are.
Honestly, I don't think there's a better bang for your buying dollar anywhere in the United States of America that I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen Del Webb. This is Del Webb on steroids.
Yeah, very good. All right. So that's all I have for you today. I'm going to put Roddy's Facebook profile link in the description of this video in case you have any bicycle type needs. He does a lot. Anything else did you want to say before I close out? You good?
So when I got here, I was building a bike for my wife because she wanted to get in shape when she came here. That was one of the primary concerns when we moved here, was to get in better shape. So we came here, I bought her a trike, and she didn't really like that trike. So then we bought another trike, and she didn't like that one either. And the third trike, I think, was the charm. She liked the layout of it and the feeling and the dynamics of the trike. And the only thing she didn't like was that it required work. So I fitted it with I did some research and found a good electric bike outfitters kit that could be installed on that bike. And I modified her bike and made it an electric bike.
Wow.
And she let her friend try the bike out, and her friend liked it so well, it kind of got a wave of orders going. And it seems like now I always have a waiting list for those. But there's a couple of things to keep in mind too. We're an aging segment of society, so there's three factors to keep in mind. When you're thinking of buying a bike, is number one, being that we're getting up, adult age. Our reaction time is not as fast as it used to be, so that's the first thing. Number two, our balance is not what it used to be. You can go ahead and say all day long that it is, but it's not.
Okay.
Okay, number three is the strength. And so once you realize that you're starting to get uneasy on the bike, or you're starting to go down, we haven't got the strength to recover.
Right.
So you've got those factors working against you. And if in that situation, a lot of times going to a three-wheel bike is a little bit of a blow to the ego, but in the long run, if it saves you from a broken hip or a broken collarbone, it's really a bonus.
And you can get your exercise.
Safely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sucking it up, and I'm, on my trike, and I've taken it for some, thanks to you, putting it together, some nice rides, and I'm really grateful for it. Because when it gets too hot, or, there are some hills, especially with the tunnels, I had to take one leaving your house. I'm like, here we go. I could put the throttle on and get up that hill without worrying about anything.
These e-bike, this e-bike technology is very, very suited to the villages, because we've got those multimodal trails that go under the roads, so we can get across the road safely. Well, when you're coming out of those tunnels, that going up those hills, they're a little steep because they're short, and that really kind of takes having an e-bike, staying on the bike, having it pedaling up the hill.
So you can still get your exercise. So that's a good thing. So thanks for introducing myself, and hopefully more people to the e-bike world, as well as, more information about the villages. So I hope that thanks very much for everything today. Really appreciate it. I hope you guys all really enjoyed this installation of Ask a Villager. And Tina and I really appreciate your liking and subscribing to our channel. It really helps us to continue to do what we do, and really also makes us feel great. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time out on the Lanai.